The immovable rod. To me, the immovable rod is an iconic D&D item just because of how flexible it can be. Long story short, it's a metal rod with a button on it. Until another creature presses the button, the rod defies gravity and it can hold up to 8,000 pounds. That's roughly the weight of an elephant. And if anyone tries to move it, they have to make a DC 30 strength check, and if they somehow succeed, they can only move it 10 feet. You can use it to keep a door open or jam it from one side. You can also use it if your characters have no way of flying and they don't have feather fall. Maybe you can use it to hold the mouth of an Atiug open as you fish out your companions who are eaten. Whatever it is, this item can definitely do. The robe of useful items. This robe can be found in the Dungeon Master's Guide. It has this weird design with different patches on it. Most of the patches are mundane items like a 10-foot pole, a dagger, a mirror, etc. And then the DM chooses what's on the other patches by rolling on a table. To me, this robe is super underrated because most players won't know how to use it. However, this can be handy in some niche scenarios. Maybe in one scenario, the party is captured by bandits, and the bandits took away all of their weapons, but because they're bandits, they wouldn't think to remove their clothes. The player who has the robe can use the patches and use the tools from those patches to help the party break out. Overall, it's super flexible, and I think it should be used in more games. This is a 3-in-1 special where each item has a bit of luck attached to them. The first item is the mystery key. This key gives you a 5% chance to open any lock in the entire campaign, but once it unlocks, then the key is gone. I like throwing this in my campaigns because when it does work, for the most part, it's a pleasant surprise for everybody, myself included. The second item is Qual's Feather Token. This token is super small, and when you use it, an effect happens. This can be anywhere from locking a ship in place or summoning a tree that's 60 feet wide. Third and final item is the Necklace of Prayer Beads. This necklace is designed for clerics, druids, and paladins, and each necklace has 1d4 plus 2 beads that each have an effect. And it's possible to get duplicates. When wearing this, you can use each bead as a bonus action, but once you use it, it cannot be used again until the very next dawn. Probably one of the best items to have if your healer is tired of healing as their action every single round. The Wand of Paralysis. So just going by the name, it's pretty obvious. It forces somebody to make a Constitution saving throw, and if they fail, then they are paralyzed for an entire minute. And the affected creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of their turn. But what's absolutely busted about this item is that it has 7 charges. And let's recap what paralysis exactly means here, because it's really important. Auto fails, strength, and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and if the attack against that creature is within 5 feet, then if they land their attack, it is a critical hit. This item can literally turn any DM's big bad evil guy into a pushover. The Ever Smoking Bottle. If you use an action to uncork the bottle, a cloud of smoke appears in a 60-foot radius. And after each minute, the radius increases up to 120 feet. And the cloud stays up for as long as the bottle is open. But what's crazy about this item that it's basically impossible to get rid of. The only options are to use the command word or produce some high gust of wind. But even a gust of wind spell isn't strong enough. The wind needs to be at a minimum of 11 miles per hour, and it would take 10 minutes or 21 miles per hour to get rid of it in a round. Also, this item is another way to deal with players who like to abuse their dark vision. You can't see through smoke with dark vision, pal. The Bag of Beans. I think 90% of the reason why people don't use this item is because if you just look at the item block, it looks like a light novel. Long story short, you have beans and they do things based on whatever you roll on a table. And it's very chaotic. One of the effects is basically the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. This is where a giant beanstalk basically grows to the island that's full of cloud giants. Another effect is summoning a treant who may or may not be evil, but probably, and in my opinion, one of the most random things on this list. The beans summon a pyramid that is actually a mummy lord's lair. I guess if the pyramid shows up out of nowhere, then it's just another side quest for your players.